Hi, my name is Shashi Prabha. I'm a scholar at the Vedika Scholars Program for Women. And I have a question for Archana ma'am. Ma'am, you made a statement just right now that as we get more unmediated, more women will come forward. So can you just give me maybe some more examples for that? Yeah, you gave me the Uber example and the Snapdeal example.
But in terms of media, I don't have the stats, but on a anecdotal basis, we seem to see a lot more women blogging and this. But this could be something for you to research, as a scholar program. It would be very valuable research as well, because then it would, governments should ease up and create more unmediated situations as well. Or at least, I think where I use these data when I'm talking to people is when people say as many women are getting loans as who want them. And I say, no, there is obviously a difference in a mediated and an unmediated situation. And these are examples. So please examine your system.
As a matter of fact, we are working on a research project right now.
Okay.
And a lot of these statements, which are like very colloquial in nature, but when you go and check the facts say a very different story. So, for example, when you said as many women are getting loans sanctioned as they're coming out, but when you see the facts, that is a completely different story.
Here I'll just tell you, IFC has found that loan rejection for women's applications in India is twice as much as for male applications. So that is, that is what you actually need to do as scholars.
Thank you.
Hi, I'm Anushna from Lady Shri Ram College. Thank you for the engaging session. So we talked about stereotypes being reinforced by the media. So I would like to know from our panelists, how can we break those stereotypes? What can we do?
I think we should speak about that. I think we should speak more and more about that. That is why we'll be able to control this menace, in fact. So the problem is that we don't talk, we don't write about this. I mean, we women, we have to stand up as well. If we will refuse something, there would be a way. Like if somebody is asking you that you should go to the desk and you should work like, I quoted myself as well. So if we'll ask that we are not able to do that, why don't you ask somebody else to do that? So the stereos in media is topics as well, We don't cover much problems, and we don't pursue our male colleagues, in fact, to cover. I think they need to cover women issues, and they need to talk about women issues more than us, because we know and we pass through that time, so we know each and everything about our problems. They need to know about women and working women and women at home and domestic violence and all these things, because they should come up and they should know about stereotypes, and we should highlight that. So that is the only way, I think.
Stereotypes. Okay. Sorry. No, I was just saying about stereotypes. A lot of it is subliminal messages. It's not just that the protagonist is doing something, but the subliminal messages which shows the woman picking up or standing and serving people or sacrificing everything, I think this sacrifice as a great virtue in women is something which one needs to also look at as a tool for, emancipation. Because to glorify sacrifice means that you are actually oppressing that person.
To mention, you are watching Pakistani dramas on Zindagi. Once these dramas were very popular, and naturally our drama is very popular in our society. But then they started projecting women crying all the time, and they are sitting and they are totally helpless and they are not doing anything. We have watched and we were inspired in 1980s when Hasina Moin was used to write dramas, very popular dramas. Some of you may be knowing Tanhaiya and Ankahi, and very powerful women, and they encouraged Pakistani women. So when they started showing women crying at their home and showed their helplessness, we spoke out in media, and we said that please stop this. We need icons, we need people, we need women who are encouraging others, not they are, crying all the time and they are helpless and they are totally dependent on their man. So the media is a very, very big tool to encourage women. I still remember that I was very big fan of Hasina Moin and her heroines, very daring heroines, and so it worked a lot in our society. And I think now you are watching Zindagi channel, so I can say you can just eliminate those elements from your screens. Thank you.
Yeah, hi. My name is Nirmala Menon and I run Interweave Consulting, which is an inclusion solutions company. One of the interesting things that I'm noticing with the organizations that I work is that it's inclusion and diversity, breaking stereotypes, all of that is becoming a branding issue as far as organizations are concerned, right? So if you look at the ads that have come out lately, the Anoki ad, the Mintra ad, I think, Anok brand, the Ariel ad, the Titan ad, these are all breaking stereotypes. And I think it's doing good for the organization. So in a sense, the youth want to see organizations that are inclusive of all people, and whether it's women, whether it's people, sexual minorities, whatever, they're looking at presenting a brand that is inclusive, and that's working for them. So I think media is very well positioned today to work with organizations on creating that change. The common
to see my friends, male friends, doing a ad of Ariel washing clothes, and then Harpic and washing their latrines and toilets. You see, and there is another very important thing. I don't know whether here it is or not, but we have a very different dictionary in Urdu, at least, and we have asked a few of our friends to work on it, and especially in Hindi as well. Like उसने उसका मर्दानावार मुकाबला किया. But what is this mardanavar? Why can't we have zananavar? I mean, it's like, it's ridiculous. So फिर जी उसने उसकी मर्दानगी देखिए, मतलब उसकी जनानगी क्यों नहीं हो सकता? So like, yeah, of course. So it's like, it's very important what we are using, the language we are using. और हम तो मेरे ख्याल है इंडो पाक में तो ये चीज़ मुश्तरक है कि हम औरतों के लिए हर वो चीज़, मसलन अब मैं इसलिए हिंदी में बोल रही हूँ कि जितनी इज्जत रह जाए उतना अच्छा है, मसलन हर गाली जो है वो माँ बहन से वाबस्ता है. It's matter of honor, if you are, snubbing somebody और आप उसको माँ बहन की गाली देते हैं. Why? This is just in subcontinent. तो हमें तो बहुत ज़्यादा काम करने की ज़रूरत है. हमें ऐसी सारी चीज़ों को रिजेक्ट करने की ज़रूरत है कि भाई we are human beings. हम क्यों आपकी ऑनर की वो उसमें इज्जत की रेस में जो है वो शामिल हो गए हैं. सो जब भी मुझे गुस्सा आता है, आई एम सॉरी, आई एम यूजिंग दिस वर्ड, तो मैं बाप भाई की गाली निकाल देता हूं.
My question is for Archana. Hi, my name is Purva and I work for Recreer. I was wondering if the findings of the FICCI Flow report, have they been disseminated? Have they been discussed with the censor board? And has anything been done about it? As
Festival.
Okay.
And we had NFDC and people like that. And we are going to be putting it up on our website. So we are planning to hold a series of events. We have 15 locations across the country. So in each of the cities, we are planning to hold conferences and call people from the film industry and discuss in the regional film industry as well. And we'll be putting up the report soon on our website. So, you're most welcome to access it.
But do you think there's more a regulatory issue here? Like there's the regulator, the Bollywood regulator has to be more strict here. And there's I know what I know what you
Really
want.
not. I think this can only be, I think the role is of sensitization. I don't think you can make, you can't tell a filmmaker you need to have so many women in the movie or you need to employ so many women. But I would definitely recommend, we are asking the ministry to make it that companies should disclose the percentage of women employees that they have. And I think even film companies, film industry should disclose the number of women in each of the jobs. That should become public.
Yeah. So also, since it's about the film industry, like, yes, I mean, your point about disclosing how many people. So I was just finally telling Kamna now also, like, the company that I work with, it's a feature film company. And we are hardly 3 girls in the entire company. And it's also, I remember one of my colleague once, one of my assistant directors, a senior assistant director once told me, Jyoti, are you sure you want to be in this industry? Are you sure you want to work in Bollywood? I was like, I'm very sure. I have been brought up watching Bollywood movies, and I feel I want stories of my people to be in Bollywood movies and inspiring stories. He's like, no, but the thing is, Bollywood is also very demanding. You know that, right? And I'm like, I'm very aware. I know it'll demand my time. I know it'll demand my hard work. But obviously not things that aren't about me or that I believe in. So also about like making women, when we talk about the male gaze, and it's often spoken a lot when it comes to films, because we portray women in such a way that we want the male gaze to be attracted towards. But also I think it's a choice that we women make. And I've always had this issue when people blame it on the film directors or they blame it on the producers. It's also the choice the heroine or the actress makes if she wants to do something like this. There have been so many actresses in Bollywood who have turned down things like this, and there are so many who have accepted it. It's a choice we all make.
I think we've finally run out of time and generosity from the hosts. So, and I don't need to sum this up. I think it's gone fantastic. And of course, our star of the evening is from across the border and to my left. So, I rest my case. So, thank you very much. It's been a fantastic evening and much better than what I thought it would be. So, thank you again.
So you could go. I just wanted to thank you all. So thanks a ton. Anil, I must say you've been the best moderator in terms of time. Thank you. And I think it was an amazingly engaging panel. Thank you so much. Thank you. A big round of applause for them. So you could kind of move on. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. We are at the end of a wonderful day just now. And just to end the day, can I request Suparno Banerjee to please come on stage to sum up the key takeaways of the conference, and Ms. Ipsita Kathuria to deliver the vote of thanks.
Good evening. I don't know how you top that session and try and sum it all up this evening. I think it's an insurmountable task. But it's been a fantastic day. And after a while, I just stopped taking notes because it was just too engrossing. And it began with all the pundits and the pollsters being proved wrong, right from when people would show up to how many people would stick around to the post-lunch session. And I think what we've seen is that we've had unflagging interest and, and standing room only, as we can see, and there are people outside still and nobody's left. But I think a few key takeaways for me, and I'm not going to go into much detail because there's all the details that are available. We saw that it is a multifaceted, multidimensional problem because we saw the magnitude of the problem right from the stats in the beginning and the research that showed us everything from participation rates to declining levels of people moving up the organization to the intensely personal stories that I'm in awe of, right from Jyoti to Radhika and all the others, and Asma. I mean, you just blew us all away. That set the stage for a whole bunch of things that could be done at the personal level, at the level of civil society, the bridges that Dr. Ramphele, you talked about, that connect the past with the future, the individual with the community and the organization. And I'm not going to take too much time because there's just too many things to speak about, but I'm just reminded of a quote by Antoine de Saint-Exupéry, the guy who wrote The Prince, and this is from the Citadel, and as I was thinking, and he said, if you wish to build a ship, do not drum up people to gather wood and assign them tasks, but instead teach them to long for the endless immensity of the sea. Because I think it's only through that appreciation of how big the problem is and how big or how our roles in all of this is going to help solve the problem can we address this. Because this is something that stayed with us, the gap and all the issues that we've spoken about for hundreds if not thousands of years. And it's only when we look at it in its immensity and what we need to do will we find solutions that each of us can take away and work the problem, chip away at this in our own little way. Because unless we work at this together, collaboratively, as you said, build the bridges, I don't think we'll make much headway. So a call to action is for all of us to be engaged. We know the data, but I think it's time for action. But thank you all for being here. So let's sit down.
Okay, the day is finally come to an end. And what I really want to do now is really stand here and give a bow to all our speakers and our moderators and our panelists here. I think it's been a fantastic event in terms of the contribution, your insight, your stories that you shared. It's just been amazing. I had expected a very good conference because our panelists were very good, but actually it surpassed my expectation. Has it surpassed your expectations? So what I want to do is, with such a successful conference, obviously has not been put together just by me. There are lots of people who have been absolutely critical to put this conference together. And I have my list so that I don't forget people, but let me start. Of course, I want to start by thanking all our speakers and moderators. As I said, hats off to them. It's been excellent. And I do want to thank our minister who's not here. And I knew he was in the parliament today. He had question session, but he made it a point to come here. And he was really inspiring and he was very passionate about this. And I do want to thank him and his whole team who made it possible, who sort of managed it in his schedule. I want to thank a lady here, my can I call you my friend now, Dr. Mamfele Ramfele. She is amazing. You just blew us away by your inspiration, your convictions, and your stories. It's amazing, and we've already decided that we are going to do something in South Africa on this thing. So thank you so much for being here with us. I want to thank our marvelous MCs. I see one here, Binu. I don't know where the other one has disappeared, Parnell. They have done an excellent job of keeping to the time, managing the session flow. Thank you so much, Binu. Binu is an old friend and a colleague. She's not old, but long-time friend and a colleague. I would like to express my thanks to our partner, ICRIER, for the constant support and assistance in organizing this conference. And I can sincerely tell you there was no way we could have put this conference together here without ICRIER's support. And so special thanks to Dr. Rajat Kathuria, Ms. Purva Singh, where are you? Please, she has been my right hand throughout this whole process, and amazingly, at all points of time, 24/7, she's available to be answering your questions and mine. Mr. Manmeet Ahuja, he's outside. He's still organizing things to make sure everything is going smoothly. Neha, others in his team, Mr. Raj Kumar, who's standing here, who's managed our whole audio-visual here. So it's been amazing working with these people. I think ICRIER has a great set of talent. I would like to extend our gratitude and thanks to Indian Oil and other conference partner, EIL, SAIL, my first employer, and some of my SAIL colleagues are still here or not, I'm not sure. And Green Delta Insurance from Bangladesh. Farzana, thank you so much for supporting our conference. Thank you very much. I think it's amazing that some people have believed in us. We are new here. We are not known very much. So I really want to thank you for believing in our mission and extending financial support to us at this very crucial stage. Furthermore, I want to thank Ms. Namrata Narayan. She's not here, but the brochure that you have in front of you is her product, is her creation. She has worked overnight. She's in Canada. She was designing the brochure. It was getting printed here, so it's been constant back and forth. So she's been amazing and stood by us till the last minute to make it happen. And I want to thank, before I go further, I want to thank all the Vedika scholars who are here, who have been constantly helping in the background, and they have been amazing. You know, they have taken over some of the responsibilities and they managed it without coming back to me, which is what I like. So, all right. The other organization that I want to mention is Gulmeher. The gifts that have been given to the participants are eco-friendly recycled materials which have been made by Gulmeher. I want to congratulate Gulmeher for transforming the lives of many women rag pickers and their children. These women from these marginalized sections, they have been trained to become artisans. They were rag pickers working in the dump yard, like there's near Delhi, there is a 5-story high dump yard, and these women is to go there to that dump yard to pick rags to make a little living. So they have been rehabilitated by Gulmeher to be artisans, and they are producing recycled material and wasted flowers, and this is the gifts that have been given to them is by them. They're doing amazing work. I am very, very grateful to the Talentnomics India Board and all the Talentnomics Advisory Council members for their guidance and support throughout the process. They have been amazing. They have made the connections. Somebody asked me outside, how have you managed to get so many amazing people together to talk here and such varied background? I think I have to thank our board members, our advisory councils, and all the other connections that we have at Washington. And lastly, but not at all least, my partner in crime, Neeti Banerjee, the founder and CEO of Talentnomics, for her passion and for her vision to make this thing happen. And my final vote of thanks goes to all the participants. I think you have been amazing. You've stayed engaged. You have not slept through the graveyard session. You were here in time at 9 o'clock. So thank you very, very much for being with us today. And I hope all of us are going back with at least one thing that we will do different that will contribute to women empowerment. Thank you all so much.
So we officially closed the conference. Don't forget to give feedback. That will be very useful for us. And also do stay connected with us through Twitter, Facebook, LinkedIn. Thank you. Have a great evening.